Well, there's a lot to work through, so let me catch people up so we can get to the very juicy stuff. And some things here are speculative, which I will admit when we get to the end. So essentially, Nick is a very famous YouTube legal analyst. He's not much of an analyst. I don't really like his content. And for a while, he was running with Nerdrotics and Eric July, but they had a recent falling out. And now, more recently, Nick got himself arrested as well as his wife and April, a live-in girlfriend, with drugs and guns. So at this point, Nick has been arraigned. He represented himself, and the charges were a little bit higher than people had expected or reported. So apparently, what happened is the police came to his house. They wanted to be let in, but Nick did not let them in. They rammed their way in and found many drugs and many guns. And remember, Nick has children, so he's also going to get charged with child endangerment. So I am not a lawyer, but I do study the law, and I'd have to say this looks really bad. Because on top of all this, he's facing a lawsuit, and he may lose that lawsuit. So his finances, his credibility, a lot of things are being stretched to the limit here. So is there any good news out of this? Well, kind of yes and no. Again, maybe because of the way the police sees, quote, the evidence, maybe he can get some of it thrown out. But even if, best case scenario, he only leaves with a big fine, that's still going to be financially devastating for a while. So the best scenario would be he doesn't go to jail because, again, the prison sentences being offered are a lot. We're talking decades of possible prison time. Now, will that happen? Maybe, maybe not. But adding to all this is an incredible U turn because although he, Kayla, his wife, and April, the live in girlfriend, were all arrested together, some weird things happened. April was arrested, but then they let her go. And she put out this very cryptic message that, oh, I'm not an addict. They're the addicts. So this is all very weird and yet very interesting. So I would speculate the obvious that maybe April is talking to the police and she will act as a witness against Nick and his wife, which would put them in a really, really bad situation. And you're saying to yourself, who is this April woman? Well, apparently Nick and the wife were having fun with drugs and just having a good old time and said, hey, we make it even better time, invite another girl into our house. And there we go. So, and by the way, I think April is married. So, yeah, this is like all kinds of insanity. And Nick puts himself out as a family man, as a good Christian, and I love my gods, and I love my alcohol. Because we see him with his alcohol plenty of times when he streams. So, yeah, this is like something we all knew was going to happen eventually. He just kept acting really crazy and foolish. But wow, if April does end up testifying against him, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't see how he's going to avoid prison time. It may be very small prison time, maybe only a couple years. That's not going to be good, though. Will his fans stick by him? We will have to wait and see.